Gina, the state board said they support State Superintendent Michele Blatt's initial move and memo to go with state law instead of the governor's executive order, a memo she was asked by Morrisey to later rescind. But action isn't expected on this until their June meeting. So for right now, the public school systems in the state are still honoring and accepting religious exemptions for vaccines. West Virginia State Board of Education had 14 speakers signed up to speak during their meeting on Wednesday, and nearly all of them spoke against allowing religious exemptions.
I find myself repeatedly asking why. Why are we still debating the necessity of vaccinations that have, for decades, proven effective in safeguarding our children's health?
There was some initial confusion following the 2025 legislative session after the House struck down the bill that would have allowed for religious exemptions for vaccines. The confusion came from the fact that there was still an executive order from Governor Morrisey in place allowing for those exemptions. State Superintendent Michele Blatt first put out a memo last week to county superintendents instructing them to go with state law and not the executive order. She was quickly asked by Governor Morrisey to rescind it.
Since the legislature had not passed anything, that we just, right or wrong, my assumption was we just go back to that and then move forward.
So for now, the counties are being asked to honor those exemptions, and the Department of Health will continue to grant them. Blatt is hopeful this will give time to further work something out with the governor and legislature.
The intent was definitely never to not work with the governor as we move through that, and we've had a lot of communications over the last few weeks, or the last couple of weeks, to discuss how we move forward, and understand that they also are working with the legislature to see if they can get resolution.
Ohio County schools plan to work with an attorney to go over the executive order. Blatt says they want to see how things progress before the state board takes any similar action.
I think that we'll see how things progress over the next month or so and what that looks like. And then, of course, our counties have their own legal counsel and their own communities that they'll work with to see what's best for their students.
Now, the board announced today they would be pursuing legal action against the legislature over the latest law that was passed, giving the legislature authority to approve the state board's policies and procedures. I asked if we could see something similar with vaccines. That is to be determined. Next big meeting will be in June. Live in the studio, Anna Saunders, Eyewitness News.